Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here's an email from a listener named Mark. Mark writes in, it says, I work as an asset locator for several law firms here in Arizona and in Southern California. In short, when someone claims not to have any money to either pay a judgment or in some cases child support or alimony, the lawyers call me to investigate and find out where the money is and how we can get it for our client. On Friday, while waiting to give testimony in a divorce case, I got to hear the soon-to-be ex-wife of this poor 20-something loser on how she found out he was planning to dump her and how she got the upper hand and froze all the assets in the marriage. You guessed it, the Tom Leykis Show. Seems she caught on to his plan by listening to your show, taking the information you give to men on how to dump a woman, and she used it against him. She cleaned out every bank account, cashed the stocks. Hell, she even closed out his term life insurance, all because this guy was stupid enough to put everything in both of their names as Mr. or Mrs. Dumbass. Mr. or Mrs. Dumbass. Gave her full cause to handle everything without telling him, or the banks in question having to notify him. I have listened to your show on and off for a few years, and you give great advice to these guys. But one suggestion, give them the names of books or websites that can help them prepare before they kick the bitch to the curb. That way, I don't have to see too many more poor souls in court with the woman getting half what she deserves, nothing. P.S. Happy end of the story. I had one of my colleagues give the loser in court a copy of a guide to getting back in the black without her knowing about it. With regards, Mark. How do you like that? This bitch finds out that she's about to get dumped, and she listens to our show and used the advice I give guys, turned it around. And everything I warned guys that could happen, she went out and did it to this guy. And just took him down completely. Now, I've gotten that call on this program many times from women saying, well, I listen to your show and I figure out what not to do, or I figure out what guys not to date, or I figure out how to stick it to guys by listening. Because you're always telling guys how to stick it to women, but when you tell them how to do it, I figure out how to stick it to guys. But we've never actually done this as a topic. We've never actually talked to women who've listened to this show. Perhaps they started off being very angry at me or the show. And then they figured out that there was information that although I was giving it to guys in guy form, it was information they could use against guys, like the one we heard about in this email. And that's what I want to talk about this hour. I want to talk to women. I mean, remember, this show is for guys. It's by guys, for guys, about guys. We don't mind women tuning in, and many of them do because they want to find out how men think. And as we see, at least one woman wanted to find out what men do, how men act, and then used it against a guy. So, ladies, if you've done this, if you have listened to this show to figure out how guys think, and then turned it around and used it against the guy in an outrageous fashion, we want to know about it.
Tom. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Oh, when I get tequila, things happen.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show on 1-800-5800-TOM. Right, this hour, I'm going to talk only to women, about information you've gotten on this program that I've given to guys, whatever it is. Or maybe information other guys have phoned in about how they stick it to their chicks, and you turned it around while a guy stuck it to him. 1-800-5800-TOM, ladies. That's our telephone number, 1-800-5800-866. Vianney, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Vianney.
I actually started listening to you one day driving home.
Yeah.
And the way that you were speaking, just totally, I was bugging out on the radio. I was like, no, he didn't. This guy is such a jerk. Then, just like every other woman, I got hooked listening to you. And I really did learn a lot. And I'm in the military, and I actually deal with family members when they get married and stuff like that. And every time I get one of these little young guys, 18 through 21, from another, state, that come here in San Diego to California and get married, I tell them everything that I learned from you, so that these little females don't screw them over, because they're so young and gullible.
Right, so you didn't turn it around on guys. You gave it to guys to use.
Well, yeah, you know why? Because women are conniving and they know what they're doing, and somebody needs to educate this man. And I love your show for that reason. And I let them know, listen, this is it. You need to listen to Tom and learn something and be careful. The whole prenup, everything that I learned from you, I pass it down to them.
Well, that's good. That is certainly good.
So
now you realize the way I'm doing the topic, you could just as easily have told women, hey, marry a military guy, divorce him, and take his benefits.
Yeah, but you know what? They do it all the time.
I know they do.
That's why I'm starting to let them know, Most of these guys, they're good guys. They're just stupid. I mean, somebody's got to look out for them. Well. Not only you, Tom.
Yes, I need people out of the field to help me out.
Well, that's what I'm here. I'm recruiting.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Vianney. I appreciate it. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. I'm talking to women only this hour. Have you taken the information I've given the guys and turned it against them? Michelle on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi. How are you, Mr. Leykis?
Doing great.
Good, good. Listen, I just wanted to call in regarding, your topic. I was married for 16 years, had 2 beautiful teenagers, and recently divorced. And I've been out there, in the dating world here and there a little bit. And guys, a lot of guys say, they're genuine and they want a relationship and they want this and that. I'm 34. I'm not getting any younger, But they tend to be quite disingenuous. So I've decided to kind of do the same thing that they're doing to me. I'm going to have me 4 or 5, on the hook, one that takes me out, one that does a little handiwork at my house, one that, will, help me out if I need to.
And you're going to be banging all of them?
Well, it depends on how nice they are to me.
Oh. I believe having plate spinning is always a good thing, and it's war out there. I mean, whoever learns this first wins.
Damn right.
And the trick is to have as many of them as possible on a string. That's the way it works. They all want to have you on an individual string, and they don't want anybody else getting their way with you.
Oh, well, there you go. And so you got to keep, like you said, the plate spinning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to keep your options open, kind of feel them out.
Now, have you actually instigated this? Are you doing it already?
Oh, yeah.
And it's working for you?
It's working for me.
Yeah.
Although there are a couple that are a little needy, that are just kind of like cling on a little bit too much.
Right.
Come over and spend the week and this and that, and I don't have time for that. Come do your thing and go. Cook me a meal, take me out, and then go, So, I got the honey pot. I got the good.
So you just want some booty call?
I just want some booty call, someone to treat me right. Somebody to be nice to me and do the things. I don't need a man. I don't. I need a man for, those kind of things just to have a good time, but I don't.
Well, you need a man. Come on. You need a man to come fix things for you. You just said that's why you're going to have some of these guys.
Exactly.
You do need a man.
I do need a man.
And you need a man for a booty call.
Right. Well, that too.
I mean, batteries only go so far, dear.
Well, you got to get a plug-in. If you got the plug-in and you've got the different, speed variations, you're good to go.
Really?
Really.
Well, see, you sound like you know all about it.
I do. I was married for 16 years.
Oh, no wonder you know about it. Sitting there buzzing away in Surprise, Arizona. Yes.
All right, then.
All right, Michelle.
Well, I hope you all have... And ladies, if you're listening, take my advice. Use what the good Lord gave you. Okay? Be smart. Be
located
careful.
just south of your belt buckle, ladies.
That's right. Down and up to the big girls in the house.
All right, Michelle. Thank you for that. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Ann on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Ann.
Hi. I'm actually calling because you know how you're always talking about
how females can't have male friends, right? Because it ends up, you know, I mean, guys just want to bang, and I mean, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, they're not friends.
Exactly. So, well, I have this friend, you know, and his name is Nelson or whatever, and he's somebody that I met at school, and this guy he's very feminine, let's say. He loves to shop, and he's like my shopping buddy. So he's not someone that I would be able to take it to the next level with, you know?
Right.
Someone that I wouldn't even think about. So my boyfriend was actually like, no, you can't have him as a friend, and that is not allowed, you know?
Right.
Don't be dumb. Do you think I'm stupid? Or whatever. So I just kept talking to my friend. Turns out that my boyfriend is actually talking to some female at work.
Right.
And from the time that he would leave home to go to work, his phone would actually be he'd be dialing her number.
Uh-huh.
And from the minute he got off of work to the minute he got home, he'd be on the phone with her.
Really?
So I found out about it, and I was like, I called him at work, because, you know, what happens is you end up having these little feelings. Oh, you know, something's not right. He seems to be getting grumpy all the time, and I was just like, something's not right. So I go through the sound phone bill, and it's something that I should never have to have done. You know, I know that it's, you know, people should have their privacy, but I was just like.
Oh, by the way, if you have to look at the phone bill, why do it? Just go. Just leave. If you feel that way.
So
if somebody makes you feel uneasy like that, go.
Exactly. So I call him at work, and I'm like, do you happen, I'm cleaning up the desk, and I'm throwing away phone numbers that you have written down here, you know, from businesses. I said, do you know whose number this is? He totally stays quiet. It's like, where'd you find that number? I said, it's on a little poster right here on the desk, you know. And he's like, well, no, I don't need to toss it. I'm like, are you sure? I just want to make sure. You know, so he rushes home. Where'd you find that number? Where's the poster? I'm like, what does it matter? I'm like, have you ever dialed that number before? No, I don't even know whose number that is. So I'm like, really? So, you know, I let it slide by like an hour or two, and I'm like getting so frustrated because I can't believe he just lied straight to my face. That is like the worst thing anyone can do to me. You know, like, to me, lying is just another way of telling someone, you know what, I don't really care enough about you to have to tell you the truth. So
So what'd you do when he lied to you?
Well, I'm still with him, but.
Why?
Well, I don't know. That's the thing.
Well, first of all, dear, at 20, you don't need a boyfriend.
I know.
I mean, what are you doing this for?
I don't know, but...
Are you not attractive enough to get more than one guy?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I just chopped up all my hair, and my hair's not long.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know. I'm going to go get extensions.
You did it because you had a boyfriend, and you thought, well, that's it. I don't need long hair anymore. Right?
Yeah.
So you do what all the other chicks do. You probably gained a few pounds, too.
I'm not going to lie. Yes, I have.
All right. Well, you see.
And, you know, I love you, Tom. I listened to you. At first, I was like, I can't.
You see, I'm not being mean to you. I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah, I know.
Now that you have a boyfriend, it's like, the hell with it. I'm going to eat more. I'm going to cut my hair.
You know what? And I can bet you he's listening right now.
Uh-huh.
So I'm hoping he's listening to what you got to say, because I can guarantee you he's listening right now.
Uh-huh.
So basically, he's like, you know, I don't know whose number that is. So, I let it blow off a little bit. And I'm just like, oh, really? So you don't know whose number this is? He's like, no. I said, then why is it that, from about 11 to 12, you're on the phone with her? That's the minute that you step out the house, to leave. And then from 8 to 9 on the way home, you're like...
But, dear, why are you with him? I mean,
I don't know.
you have the option to end this relationship now.
Yeah, I know.
And when you end it, you will grow your hair back, and you will get back on the treadmill, and you'll take the fork out of your mouth.
That's why I love you.
You know that's true.
No, I know.
And you'll make yourself hot until you attract another guy into your web, and then you'll do the same thing again.
Yeah.
But
okay.
you could stop that cycle,
Okay. But okay, I just want you, because I know he's listening right now. I know he knows my voice. So, I mean, what do you think? Like, he was obviously trying to bang her, right? I don't want to say any bad words on the radio.
Well, put it this way. That's why guys talk to chicks. That's the bottom line. But the point is, you know that because you listen to the show.
I know.
So, but the point is, you've chosen to ignore my advice and stay with the guy.
I know. It's just,
And you're too young to have a boyfriend anyway, and I think you're just lazy, and it takes too much maintenance to look good, and you don't want to bother to have to do that. So it's easier just to cut your hair, to chunk up, not exercise, and put up with his infidelity or whatever. It's just easier.
yeah.
Well, dear, you're only 20 years old. You're too young to be that lazy.
Okay, I'm going to remember that.
All right.
Okay, can you take
And then when you're hot again, be sure to send me a picture.
I will. Can you take me out Latino shut-up style?
Absolutely. Here you go, Ann.
Latinos, you shut up!
You know, I saw her on TV recently. I'm not kidding. She's the, I'm going to tell you where you can hear her voice. She's the voice of the Terry Hatcher character on Desperate Housewives, if you listen to the SAP channel.
Shut up!
Yeah, that's her. I've never heard the Terry Hatcher character on Desperate Housewives speak that way. But somehow she's apparently pulling it off. I almost fell out of my chair. I'm not kidding. I was watching Entertainment Tonight, and she came on.
Shut up!
Funny she didn't say that to Entertainment Tonight. But if any of you are wondering, like, if that person is a real person that we know, not only is it a real person we know, but she actually got an acting gig. Based on that, I don't know.
Shut up!
1-800-5800. If you don't believe me, I'm telling you, Desperate Housewives, the SAP channel. Those of you who speak Spanish know how to use the SAP channel. You go over there and you will hear her as the Terry Hatcher character on Desperate Housewives. Let me know when you've heard it. Drop me a line. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Brenda on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Brenda.
Okay, well, I've taken your advice. I've been listening. Actually, my man got me listening to you.
Yeah.
And we recently got a house together, and he didn't qualify, but it was his fault because he didn't clean out his credit. He knew I was trying to look for a house, and we have 2 kids together. And I put the house under my name and only my name, even though I could have put him on the title, and it was my loan. He wanted to get put on the title, and I said no because who knows what's going to happen in a couple of years. I don't want to get screwed down the line because I always listen to you, and you talked about the prenup and watching for what you have, so I did. Thanks to you.
Good for you. And he wanted to get his name on that title because he, in case things didn't work out, that's why he wanted his name on the title.
Exactly.
By the way, I've had exes do this to me because I've owned 3 houses. And each time they said, why won't you put my name on the deed to the... Now, number one, you know why I won't do it. And number 2, I know why you want it, okay? Let's not kid each other.
That's exactly what I said. Good advice, Tom.
And then what I say is you can live here as long as we're together. I mean, if we live together 50 years, you're in. I would never evict you as long as you love me and we're together.
That's why
They have a very hard time arguing with that.
Can't argue about that.
That's right.
That's it.
All right, Brenda.
Okay.
Thank you for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Carrie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Carrie.
How are you?
Great.
Well, I took your advice. I've been listening for a long time. And my boyfriend of a year and a half, started chunking up, getting fat, and stopped wanting to have sex.
Right.
So I, as you put it, dumped him.
You dumped him?
Dumped him.
And how did he react when you dumped him?
Not so well. He still calls, wants to work it out, but...
Well, maybe he needs to work out.
That's what I said. I told him he needs to... You know, I go to 24-Hour Fitness. I was like, well, I can get you in, and you can work out with me, but wouldn't happen.
Wow, look at that. And that was because you tuned into the show.
Because, yes, before I had no problem with it, but after listening and hearing everyone, you know, guys talking about it to girls, I figured it's the same. It's the exact same thing, you know. I mean, it's a little different, I guess, because you're saying how guys pay
So, I don't know, a few episodes back, you're talking about when guys have to pay, it's okay if they're heavier set, and the girls have to be thin, but...
Well, because most guys do pay. There are exceptions.
Right.
There are slovenly, sluggish guys out there who are with the fat and fugly who are willing to pay the rent. Okay?
Right.
That is out there.
That is out there, but he did pay. He did pay for everything, but still, I think I could put up with the weight gain. It was the lack of, sex and the spice in the relationship.
Oh, well, that's a real problem.
That was more of the problem than the weight. I can put up with the weight, but I don't know. It seems weird. I always thought it was, guys were the ones that always wanted it 3 times a day in public places and, role play and that kind of thing. But I find I'm always the one, and they can't ever keep up. So
look at you. Look at you. You're a nympho, for God's sake.
I'm not, though. I want to.
Come on. Tell me you're a nympho.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right. Now, see, 30 seconds ago you weren't, and now you are.
Well, I'm saying that's the benefit of having a boyfriend in a relationship. You get laid on a regular basis.
Look at you.
But when that goes, then what's the point?
Well, you're right about that, Carrie. Thanks a lot for the call.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
The only thing God did, he screwed up with a woman, gave her a brain.
Are you suggesting on a woman a brain is like tonsils? They don't really do anything. You can have them removed?
Yeah.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show from Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. We're talking to women only this hour. We've taken the information I've given to guys on how to dump that bitch or how to stick it to those broads who are making their lives miserable and turn it around against guys. If you've done that, call me now and tell me how you did it. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Deborah on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
First time's on time.
Thank you.
Love the show. I just have to say that I'm glad that I heed your advice, but I actually started playing the Tom Leykis game before I even heard of you. I'm 27, own my own home in Orange County. Husband's name isn't on it. Bank accounts only in my name. Cars only in my name. Credit cards only in my name. He has no access to any of the financial. Basically, he's my bitch.
Really?
But I like it that way because I don't want to be controlled by anybody. But, the way that it is...
Now, do you have access to all his stuff?
I do. I have access to everything.
Well, he's a real dope you married there.
I have to do it, and you just... He's a little bit older than me. I'm 27. He's 44. So, he doesn't want to give it up. Been with him for 12 years since I was a kid. Still go around, I tell him I go to school, and on my school nights, I sometimes go to school, sometimes I don't, sometimes get a little bit of booty call in there.
Really?
So, absolutely.
Oh, dear, you're on the air. Please. I am amazed at the number of people who call in and then just start cursing. I just can't believe it.
I'm sorry, Tom. But, yeah, I totally do it that way. I've got to get mine, but I've got all the control and...
So you got into this relationship with him just to get access to his stuff?
No, not at all.
What are you in it for if you need to go out and get booty call? What are you in it for?
Well, I'm in it with him. When I first got married, he was totally in love and infatuated with him, and I love him, but after 12 years, and especially considering I got married when I was 15, I want to go out and have fun.
Why did you get married at 15?
Because you went around back then to set my ass straight.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Well, I was around, but you probably weren't listening.
I wasn't.
Yeah. I was here in L.A. at that time on the radio.
See, I should have been listening.
Doing my thing. Now, are you really hot, or have you chunked up in being in this relationship?
Over the years, I've chunked up a little bit. I could stand to lose a few pounds, but the way that I look at it right now, you know, I'm still getting it. You know, I've got a few guys on the side, and as long as I'm still getting mine, as long as I still feel good about myself, then that's fine.
So you're going to stay in this marriage?
I'm staying in it until it's a more convenient time to get out of it.
Why is it inconvenient now?
I want to get rid of some of my assets and hide them because I don't want to have to pay any kind of alimony to him.
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, I figure you might as well stay in it as long as I have the freedom to do whatever I want, you know, and he doesn't have any say over what I can do. Then why...
And what is he, a complete doormat?
He's a doormat, though. I'm not the doormat.
I'm saying, is he a doormat?
He is. He's totally...
So you don't even respect this guy?
I don't anymore.
Why would you?
I don't. I can't respect anybody like that.
Now, how did you get all these assets? You didn't have any assets when you were 15.
No, I certainly didn't. I pretty much worked my butt off to get what I have.
Right. And you had sex with him before you married him?
I did.
And how did the parents and the police not find out about that?
Actually, the parents did know about it. My dad actually wanted to kill him, literally. The police found out and, you know, suspected that we had done something, but I was smart enough to say that he didn't, but they did try to charge him with statutory rape at one point. But then once we got married, there really wasn't anything that they could do about it, because then I became emancipated.
Right. Wow.
So, yeah, just a lot of hard work, but, I mean, I had nothing, and he didn't really have a whole lot when I met him, you know, and we've accumulated stuff, but, I mean, I've accumulated a lot more, and there's no way
but the stuff you accumulate while you're together, doesn't that belong to both of you?
Well,
whether your name is on it or not? I mean, you don't have a prenup.
No, I don't.
Well, that stuff you think is all yours is really both of yours.
Which is why I haven't gotten a divorce. I would rather slowly get rid of stuff and hide it before I give him any of it.
So what, you're trying to sell off assets?
Basically.
I see. But since these assets are his and yours, don't you think he'd know if they were missing?
No, because I don't give him access to anything. He doesn't know really what we have. I mean, he's smart enough to know... He
doesn't know what? Real estate? You have real estate he doesn't know about?
No, I mean, he knows about the house, but, you know, I'm going to sell my house in a couple of months and go back...
When you say sell your house, how did you get a house?
I bought my house.
Yeah, but you've been married since you were 15.
I saved money. I've worked my ass off since I was...
Yeah, but did he sign a quitclaim deed on that house?
No, he didn't.
All right, then it's both of your house.
But it's only in my name.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well...
You better talk to an attorney, darling.
I know I do, but that's why...
No, but I'm trying to tell you, okay? You know, you've used my information before, and it's done you good. Take it from me, dear. If he didn't sign a quitclaim deed on that house, I don't care whose name is on it. It's both of yours. I'm speaking as someone who's been divorced 4 times, darling. Trust me.
Right.
It belongs to both of you.
Well, that's why I haven't gotten a divorce. That's why I do the things I do now, because, I mean...
All the assets you have belong to both of you.
Yeah, but...
No matter whose name is on them.
If I got a divorce, then I'd have to share it.
You're sharing it now.
My house. I mean, he doesn't have...
What assets are you using now that he doesn't know about?
I have a little bit of money put away that he doesn't know about.
Right, but you know that unless you have managed to hide it illegally, that also belongs to both of you. You know that.
Yeah, I do.
All right, so in reality, you weren't as smart as you represented, because all the assets you have belong to the two of you.
But I also don't think he's smart enough to really go after it.
Well, how did he get to be so successful in the first place?
Well, he's not that successful.
Well, why did you get with a guy who's not that successful?
Because I was young and dumb, that's why.
Right, and so you essentially are stealing these assets.
How is it justified as that? I mean, how...
Because they're owned by both of you.
But if I'm the one who... I mean, I guess in the sense I can totally understand why guys get so pissed off with paying vagina money, because if you're the one who goes out and you bust your butt to get it all, you know, and that's all you, and you are the one who make all of the personal sacrifices. Why should you...
Wait a minute. You didn't make all the personal sacrifices. You didn't even have a job when you were married.
No, I didn't, but he
What sacrifices did you make?
I made sacrifices by, you know, giving up basically my childhood, you know, and being a teenager and just getting out there and finishing high school.
Well, theoretically, you did that because you loved him. So
Well,
you're
yeah.
telling me you just wanted to escape your parents' house? Even then, he was doing you a favor.
No, well, that's true. That's true. Actually, but see, really, it didn't even work out like that either, because at one point, he lost his job, and we ended back at my parents' house.
Well, you understand, you need to understand this, and I'm not an attorney, but I know that any attorney will agree with me on this, that every asset you own belongs to both of you.
Right.
And if you are hiding assets, manipulating assets, disposing of assets without his knowledge, I think you are breaking the law. At the very least, you are disposing of assets that belong to the two of you.
Well, I haven't done anything with them yet, so I haven't...
Well, before you do, my recommendation to you, darling, is that you hire an attorney and find out if you can do that without getting in trouble or without having to pay for it down the line somewhere. Don't be so cocksure about this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not going to do that. I mean, it's only been a couple of years.
Well, you sounded awfully confident when you started talking to me, but the reality is, dear, you are only 27. You've been gone from home since you were 15, and I don't think you know the legalities of what you're talking about.
No, I mean,
like, you're talking about your house like it's yours. It's not yours. It belongs to both of you.
But how is it his, too, when he hasn't contributed anything to it?
What do you mean he hasn't contributed anything to it? Do you have a joint bank account?
No, I don't.
You don't have any joint bank account.
Nothing.
So who pays the bills?
I do. Nothing is...
No, I don't mean who physically pays the bills. I mean whose money pays the bills.
My money.
So where does his money go?
Everything. His money is just for whatever he wants to use it for.
So you don't ever get any money from him?
No, not for anything like that. The only thing that I get from him is maybe, you know, gifts or jewelry or clothes or stuff like that. But in terms of...
So you are paying the mortgage on the house. You're paying the property taxes, the insurance, the upkeep.
All of it.
Yeah, you're paying for your car.
Everything.
You are paying for the electric, the gas, the cable. You're paying for clothing, the supermarket. When you go to the supermarket, you're paying for it.
Everything.
How much do you make?
I make about, I don't know, just under 90.
I see. You understand that unless there's a prenuptial agreement, all the assets are joint assets. It's California. It's a community property state.
So what should I do? Wait till he peels off?
Well, dear, that's why I told you to hire an attorney. Hang on, let me get Melissa on here. Melissa, what do you want to say to Deborah?
This woman makes me want to barf. She is the epitome of why men hate women. Oh, my God. I was married this man when I was 15, but I'm an independent woman. No man has ever helped me. Shut up. You are not independent. You need a man since you're 15. You don't have your own anything. You need a man in your life. Grow up and move with yourself. I think you're over-exaggerating a tad bit at your net worth, and you are just annoying as hell. I'm going to slap you.
No, dear, you just don't like the fact that I'm 27, have my own home in Orange County, and I do have everything on my own, and I don't need anybody's help. I can do it on my own, and I do it on my own. So I'm so sorry if you hate that, but you need to frickin' grow up a little bit.
All right, let me get Scott in here. Scott, what do you want to say to Deborah?
Tom, this hillbilly skank's making me sick. She got married when she was 15. I like to smack her in the face. She's on here being real cocky. She doesn't have anything. When she said she could stand to lose a few pounds, I guarantee she's a big fat slob who's at least 70 pounds overweight. It took her a second to guess how much she made a year. She's an ignorant hillbilly, probably works at Walmart, and has a dumpy trailer she lives in Garden Grove in Orange County. You're a stupid skank, and if I was your man, when I'd see you at home, I'd smack you in the mouth and put you in your place, you ignorant hillbilly. Why weren't you in school at 15? What were you out doing having sex with a man way older than you, you idiot?
Oh, you're a real man.
Do you have any kids, you dumbass?
You're a real man. That's something. Do you do that with your chick? You like to slap her in the face?
God, I love when these people hate on each other. Send us an email. Our email address is my name. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. Or you can hear our show live and basically uncensored, the way nature intended. Go to our website, blowmeuptom.com, between 3 and 8 p.m. Pacific time. Click on the Listen Live button.
The Tom Leykis Show.